Shalom and welcome. This is Man's Final Steps, a continuing series specifically to the 144,000 and multitude that will come out of the Great Tribulation, those mentioned in Revelation 7th and 14th chapter, and to Yasharal, a nation of believers, those who seek to worship and obey the Almighty Father Yahuwah and come to accept Yahushua as Mashiach. Today is December 14th. My name is Symmanayah, and this segment of Man's Final Step is entitled Living Conditions. My brothers and sisters, will the 144,000 in multitude written in Revelation come to be? If there is indeed a gathering, then wouldn't it be wise to believe it must occur at some location? If end times describe famine, drought, pestilence, and disease, as well as massive deaths of billions of people, it would be wise to accept that we must get out of the pathway of the Almighty Father's wrath. Do scriptures inform us that we are not appointed unto wrath? I submit to you, my brothers and sisters, there will be a gathering, many gatherings, moving intermittently, small groups moving into larger groups, and even larger groups migrating into even bigger groups until the numbers reach enough for fulfilling what is written regarding 144,000 and multitude. I submit it is a process complete with details, and with each movement, living conditions will change. For some, they will be described as harsh and extremely challenging. Remember, we are not promised big, thick, juicy steaks, nor are we promised sizzling fajitas. We are not promised huge, well-defined, fresh salads, whether it be fruits or greens. Nor are we promised three-course meals like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The Most High did not guide his servants to write in scriptures regarding desserts, so we might be surprised. And I submit, do not become bent out of shape if you do not discover sweet potato pies or German chocolate cake or apple pies or bean pies or any organic coconut ice cream for that matter. I believe you get the picture. Living conditions will prove to be a challenge, from the food we will eat to weather conditions, as well as where we will rest our bodies and lay our heads with each intermittent movement. Our goal as the 144,000 multitude will come out of the Great Tribulation is to magnify the Almighty Father Yahuwah, lift up Yahushua as our Mashiach. We lift Yahushua up out of our obedience to his set-apart spirit. We will be in motion. There will be intermittent times of movement as the entire group is gathered together. This journey will not be as we expect. It will not be overnight, and it will not occur in an instant. Prepare to discern and come to understanding as to what is expected of us. I cannot stress enough how we will be challenged and we will face severe experiences in the foreseeable future. Pray and watch, my brothers and sisters. Be comforted by knowing these are humbling events that will come to those who desire to worship and obey the Almighty Father Yahuwah. To those who accept Yahushua as our Mashiach and the set-apart spirit who is sent to guide, instruct us, and bring things to remembrance, as well as guide us in executing right rulings, judgment, yes, judgment. Humbling events and conditions represent our refining process. It is the washing of our robes in the blood of the Lamb. For in our stumbling and in our falls, in our faults, we will come to realize the true value of atonement, the shedding of the blood. It is by the atoning blood of Yahushua we are rejuvenated, regenerated, and fueled to press forward and closer to the Almighty Father. It is by identifying that the Almighty Father Yahuwah has sent his set-apart spirit in Yahushua's name to teach us and to bring things to remembrance. I invite you to read Exodus 14th chapter through 17, even more so the whole book of Exodus. I want to direct your attention to some specific verses. Exodus 14th chapter verse 11, Exodus 14 verse 11. Exodus 15, verse 22. Exodus 15, verse 22. Exodus 15:24, Exodus chapter 16, verses 2 and 3. For the sake of time, I just would quote those and ask that you read them. That's Exodus 14:11, 15:22, 15:24, 16:2 through 3. We will see in these verses that it is established that Yasharal, when brought out of captivity, was in the wilderness. You will see where the people grumbled in desire of water. You will witness where manna was provided. Read Numbers 11:1. Actually, the whole chapter of 11th chapter of Numbers, and you will come to discover quail was even given for meat. So we see water, manna, and quail. Yes, in each of these instances, people grumbled and fought and were disenchanted with the way things were going. Exodus 32, verse 1. We will see, if you read actually the whole 32nd chapter of Exodus, you will see that there was a lack of patience continuously displayed by Yasharal. They became impatient. They found it difficult to wait for guidance. And as a result, they started looking towards false idols. My brothers and sisters, just like in days of old, grumbling and a lack of patience regarding the journey from captivity, we will witness similar behavior as the 144,000 in multitude are assembled. While we may read Revelation 7 to 14 chapters, which identify these groups, we may look at that. But who has posed the questions regarding who will be in that ranks? Who will not be in the ranks? What will happen to those who are not in the ranks of the 144,000 multitude? What will their lives resemble? Who will be among the billions killed as described in Revelation when it talks about a third and a fourth of the world's population being destroyed? Are these really things that are going to happen during our generation? These things and much more, not even presented, will occur and come to be. Pray and watch, my brothers and sisters. Establish a ready mind to worship and obey with precision, for most do not know their purpose nor have an idea regarding their end or assigned task. I am compelled to believe that it is through the understanding that we will find comfort. It is through understanding what must be done that we will understand how to overcome being fearful and hesitant. Let's face it, Nahum 1:3, which reads, Yahuwah is patient and great in power, but by no means leaves unpunished. Yahuwah has his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and in the storms, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. This verse will come to have more meaning than ever before as intense times unfold. Begin to discuss matters regarding living conditions and pray for the strength to adjust and adapt to whatever comes before us. By the beginning, I think it would be important, let me just say this, to begin discussing living conditions. It will prepare our mind and possibly body for extreme changes that we are about to experience during intense times ahead. Rise up, my brothers and sisters, the time is coming. Yes, and I ask, are we manna ready? I suggest we begin adjusting our eating habits, trying to move forward, trying to adapt. Let us begin practicing eating simple things from time to time. Practice making adjustments to our eating and drinking habits. And consider reducing our intake, managing things a little bit more simply. I strongly encourage that we begin to practice such. It will make the transition less painful. Pray and watch, my brothers and sisters. Living conditions, yes, these will be something to consider as we are transformed from one point to the next until we reach a safe place. If you have a vehicle, the time will come when you will have to walk away. If you have prized possession, the time will come to leave them. The time will come to leave even loved ones behind. Until next time, my brothers and sisters, continue to be encouraged and be mindful of a change of living conditions. Until next time, stay tuned. Shalom, shalom, shalom.